This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
The aftermath of every social revolution brings about change. Cultural norms and landmarks shift as our minds and hearts expand beyond the familiar. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose in the land of the living. This is our time to renew, revive, and restore the hope lost to the busyness of life. This is our time to dig again and rebuild from the storms of our past on a solid footing that holds. Welcome to The Foundation.
The Foundation with Hearts Grant is brought to you by Alive, Bon for Bones, Burger King, Commonwealth Bank, ESC Distributors Limited, Grand Bahama News, Prince Masters, Ron's Electric Motors, and Wendy's.
Foundation. The Foundation. The Foundation. 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 The Foundation. The Foundation. The Foundation.
Excuse me for the interruption. Boy, you come and a quick reminder to say this coming Friday, and a police gonna over the lawn. You went to the man number one sound round town. And it's a Friday evening. Bim! The people them tired of working. Lord, them hear the disco playing. Bim! It make them feel like dancing. Ain't no summer set.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company, The Foundation, live in full effect on this beautiful Friday. Grateful to be in your company. Spirits are extremely dampened. Can I say that? My spirits are low. Every time I glaze my eyes over to the Nassau Guardian, every time I look at the headlines from a national perspective, every time I hear these stories, every time I hear sort of the outcries from those persons who've been sending me texts, Howard, I can't believe this. An 8-year-old boy dies in apparent suicide. And this is what the police say, a child found hanging with a belt. Now, we got some speculations, we got some information. Yesterday, the story was kind of sketchy. Didn't give us clarity, but today we get some clarity. And that clarity didn't bring sort of the light that we're looking for, but it drove in those dark clouds again. And first thing I'm thinking about, how does this influence permeate our society? How? How does the enormity of stress or the pursuit for inquisition, that kind of a inquisitive posture, has placed our children in this position where they're seeking to take their lives? How? What is happening from a whole man's perspective as it relates to the mind, body, and spirit? What is happening? Where is the detachment? Where is the connection? Man, come on, I just don't want to get preachy, but this is crazy. 8-year-old boys, you know my baby's 6 years old this year. I love him so bad. Every time I think about it, I just hold him and give him 2 kisses. Squeeze him up. I love him. I love my children so bad. I am devastated by this sort of an idea and being able to see this. I continue to pray for that family. Oh, man. This hurts, guys. I just want to let you know that this is not cool. And there's nothing normal about this. And it cannot be that we continue to ingest headline after headline, concept after concept, and see these things and then say, oh my God, I can't believe that, eh? But child, what you having for lunch today? And just forget about it. And this is just another day. It's just another normal day. We have to create interventions. We cannot allow these children go to school with your children. Oh, Jesus. These children go to school with your children. My son came home the other day and he started to say, running up and down in the house. He says, I'm gay, right? It's my son, the 6-year-old boy. He can be 6. So I said, Gabriel, what are you saying? So my wife says, I think I heard some boy saying that yesterday at the school when I went to pick him up. Now he pick up the thing and saying it. So now I got to sit down to him and be able to explain, okay, Gabe, you told me that you wanted 7 children, right? Yes, Daddy, I want 7 children. Okay, you say your wife can have 7 children for you. Yes. The boy didn't name all 7 of the children. I said, oh my God, the boy made me granddaddy already. Okay, praise God. I can have the 7 children. I can take care of them with you. All right, we can be all right. We talk it. This boy for years been telling his mother and I that he wants 7 children. He wants to get married. When he gets married, he wants 7 children. That he can make my house so big. I want you to come over. I'll make it room. This little boy, this is what he's saying to his father. Okay? Now he come home screaming, he's in the 1st grade now, running up and down. See, he's out in general pop. If we're going to look at school as jail, he's in general population now. He was in isolation in the kindergarten space, right? But he's now in general population. And in this sort of a general population, as he continued to be able to move back and forth, he's repeating what he's hearing in the yard. My God, I just want to be decent as I say this to you. So now I got to explain to him, and praise God, this is why you need daddies who got understanding and mothers who have understanding to be able to break these things down. You can't beat the children for this. You got to explain to them because they don't know what they're getting beaten for. So I explained to him, listen, you can't have children if you're in this particular position. That's not what the pursuit is. Not of your own. You want your wife, you want your this, you want, yes, Daddy, I want, okay, this is what this means, bam. And I break it down for him. The boy never even say, he never even think about saying it again. We have to be able to eradicate. We have to be able to step in right there and intercept in the middle of when these children are confused by what's happening in our environment. The 8-year-old boy gone. Who in God's green earth tell him that this is okay? This hurt my heart, man. It's a baby. He's a baby. He need kisses and hugs. They think there's man. I remember my son Destin. He didn't want me to kiss him when he was 7 years old no more. Daddy, I think you could stop kissing me when you go into school. I said, you sure? He said, yes. He's a big boy now. I just have to squeeze one every so often, grab him and give him a little couple kisses. I love my children. 8 years old is too young. 8 years old is too young. This is too heavy, guys. I continue to pray for that family. Phil Galanis just passed away, guys. An hour ago, if you're looking on your social media pages, I know that you read in the papers on a week-to-week basis, on a monthly basis, you can be able to see Phil Galanis' portion, and always being able to deduce and break down different concepts and ideas of what's happening around the country, different series that he offers. He's gone. He served in an enormous capacity from a national perspective, from a political standpoint. And he was a name that is renowned in our country for what he's done and what he's actually offered. So I continue to pray for the family of Phil Galanis. I continue to be able to pray for those particular persons who've transitioned and passed away. I know a lot of persons are still grappling with the sort of an idea of Darrell Miller being passed away, stepping on and transitioning into that particular space. So I know a lot of persons are having those conversations. So with this separation that's happening in our society, I'm hoping that you're sober enough to understand where we are, man. There's some things happening. And I don't want to be able to deter, because today we're still talking about Marathon and we're still talking about Mangrove Key and South Andros. I don't want to move away from those things, but I just wanted to kind of talk to you about this with transparency. This is a lot happening in our country. When you see an 8-year-old boy hang himself with a belt and he think it's okay, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. I pray for you all, man. I honest to God, with all my heart, I hope to God that we wake up out of our stupor and our desire to run after another man's dream, to ensure that we can give all that we have to these people job. Oh God, I got to go to work. I got to make money. I need more hours. I need more this. And your children are deprived in your pursuit to be able to provide them with something, some stuff. We got to be able to set our priorities in order. We got to identify our responsibilities and take care of that. You won't work 15 hours a day. Work your guts out. All the bottom of your foot hurting. Every time you lay down, as soon as you touch the pillow, you got to get back up and get ready to go to this people's job. Not one idea of doing something for yourself. Not one idea of creating anything for your next generation children. Not one idea. All this is a perpetual desire to be able to survive. That's all this is. It's survival mode that we're in. And our children are suffering as a result. Who ain't trying to hurt themselves? I see little children cutting themselves. I see, man, guys, this is too much. The children got PTSD. They don't know what to do. See, now we could be able to identify these things. Before, all people used to tell us is, child, you got to let it go. We can't let it go. There's a mechanism in our brain that keep bringing this back. And if we don't deal with this, we're going to have trauma later on. Guys, I pray for you guys. I pray for all of us in this nation as we continue to be able to move forward into the future with clarity. I pray for us. This ain't about politics. This ain't about FNM or PLP. This ain't about what you think or what I think. This is about the survival and the thriving of our nation in a place of peace and prosperity. I think we can do it. I got to shout out my good, decent people over at AFS Insurance Agents and Brokers. They get everything laid out for you. Make sure you go and check them out. They are located number 407 Blue Hill Road South. If you're in the market and looking for insurance, you know something, somebody said something the other day that hurt my heart so bad when they said it. Child, you can't do nothing with the insurance. Best you could do is just put them in insurance, and when they go, you get something. Jesus, go anyway, go down to AFS Insurance Agents and Brokers. And check them out, man. 3411-AFS, 3411-AFS. I'm hoping that that's not your thought pattern. But if you're in the market for insurance, residential, commercial, or any of these particular things, they can take very good care of you in these particular instances and ensure that you can be able to expand and move in the direction that you're called to move in. 3411-AFS, number 407, Blue Hill Road South. Make sure you pick up the Guardian newspaper and read the story, man. Read the story. Also in the story, Milton's aftermath, tax breaks pledge for energy initiatives. PM praises new senator upon the appointment, and all the information's in there. Sans PMH conditions becoming more worrying. Well, this has been worrying from 1992. You remember this. Let's just be decent. Let's talk about these things. Guys, let's break down these things. The first person out the gate that we're going to be dealing with today, before I go to this quick commercial break, I'm going to read to you just some stuff that we've been able to amalgamate and put together as it relates to what's going on in the constituency of Marathon. Let's get some historical overview of this particular constituency and give you some insight of what we found out as we continue to be able to talk about these things. The Marathon constituency has experienced a significant shift in political representation and community focus over the past 2 decades. Located predominantly in the urban area of Nassau, with the constituency of Nassau, the constituency is home of a mix of middle-class residents and working-class families. The key issues throughout the history have included crime, economic development, environmental concerns, and social services. Marathon's political landscape has fluctuated between the Free National Movement and the Progressive Liberal Party, reflecting the community's desire for change and effective leadership. In 2007, the representation was Ron Pinder. In 2012, from 7 to 12, was Earl DeVoe in environmental leadership. In 2012 to 2017, Jerome Fitzgerald. I got to read a little taste of this so you could be able to see exactly what has been able to amalgamate for me after I put all the information in the system. So PLP under Jerome Fitzgerald and the Rubis oil spill crisis. This is the information. It says, support the context. Jerome Fitzgerald reclaimed the seat for the PLP in 2012, signaling a shift back to the party and a growing public dissatisfaction with the previous FNM efforts to address socioeconomic issues. Fitzgerald's election marked a period where Marathon would experience a significant turning point. The oil spill and its impact in 2012 became a pivotal event for the constituency, resulting in groundwater contamination, public health risk. The spill highlighted the critical need for environmental justice and transparency, leading to a transitional awakening in the constituency. Marathon residents became increasingly vocal and engaged, pushing for accountability, advocacy, and effective environmental remediation. The spill galvanized the community into a watchdog role, where the environmental health became a central issue, whilst Fitzgerald made some efforts to address education and economic development. Excuse me. The lingering efforts of the oil spill dominated its tenure. Criticisms emerged about the handling of the crisis, including delays in informing the public and insufficient efforts to address the contamination. Nevertheless, the situation led to an empowered constituency, more focused on advocacy and demanding greater transparency from political leadership. In 2017 to 2021, the Free National Movement environmental advocacy under Romy Ferreira. The FNM regained control of the marathon in 2017 with environmental lawyer Romy Ferreira representing the constituency, continuing the FNM's tradition in prioritizing environmental consciousness or conscientious candidates in the constituency of Marathon. Ferreira's background positioned him to address the ongoing environmental concerns in the aftermath of the Rubis oil spill. Now, this is peculiar how the FNM did this. And I don't know whether or not it's by design or this is just the nature and the approach of things happen, how it organically evolved. The FNM in 2000 and was it 2008? Between 2007 and 2012, Earl DeVoe was our first minister of the environment. Do you guys remember that? The first minister of environment, Earl DeVoe, brought a new focus to sustainability and environmental management for the Marathon constituency. His appointment reflected the FNM's consistent strategy of placing environmentally conscious candidates in the area, recognizing the importance of the urban environmental issues, particularly in Nassau. This is in 2007 and 2012. In 2012 to 2017, Jerome Fitzgerald took that seat. And we saw the oil spill. As a result of the oil spill and being able to see that, he lost his seat, or he wasn't able to retain his seat. And in 2017 to 21, Romy, who was an advocate, if you remember this, he was an advocate. Advocating for these particular issues, the FNM identified him, provided him an opportunity. He became not only a member of parliament, but also a minister. And he was a minister in the environmental capacity. Okay? And then in 2021, now we're seeing the PLP's Lisa Ramming. Lisa Ramming, the election in 2021 marked a return to the PLP in Marathon as she took over from Romy Ferreira. Her representation reflects the constituency's cyclical shift between the FNM and the PLP, with voters seeking new approaches to engage enduring issues. Voters seeking new approaches during issues. Ramming has focused on the community engagement, crime reduction, economic opportunities, and youth development. As a socially active figure, her leadership emphasized visibility and consistent communication with the residents, addressing concerns about the legacy of the oil spills and promoting social services. While recent surveys show mixed results, we can be able to get into the survey right now, in the constituent satisfaction, Ramming's efforts have been geared towards making Marathon more resilient and a vibrant community. Let's get to this before we take a commercial break. 113 persons took the poll. 113 persons from the Marathon constituency has taken the poll. Out of the 113 persons, we asked them, did you vote in the last election? 47.7%, 54 of them, 47.7% indicated, yes, I did. yes, I did vote in the last election. 59 persons, which indicates 52.2%, 59 persons, 52.2% indicated, no, I did not. We asked them, how are you looking for the next election? Are you planning to vote in the next election? This poll has been rather consistent, guys. I got to tell you this, okay? So it says 47.79% said, yes, I will vote. That's 54% says, yes, I will vote. The same 59% says, no, I will not vote. I will not vote in the next election. The majority of the persons, their age group, between 36 and 55, okay? Between the ages of 36 and 55, that's where we have the bulk of our participation. But she does have a healthy participation between the ages of 18 to 25. You got 18 participants out of the 113 that was able to take this poll. Let's get to the meat and potatoes real quick before we get to the commercial break. So it says, MP being visible, 54 participants indicated yes. That's 47.79%. Yes, she has been. 59 people says she has not been. We asked the question, have you seen any community improvement since the last elections? 54% says, yes, we have. That's the same 47.79%. 59% says, we ain't seen nothing. This is what they're saying. Okay? Go right again. Effective in addressing key issues, crime, unemployment, social services. 54 persons, 47.79%. Yes, we have. No, we haven't, for the same 59%. 59 participants, which is 52%. Remember, this is out of 113 persons. Okay? Effective in a ministerial capacity and role. 54 persons. 47.7%, again, says yes, she's been effective in this. And 59 persons, the 52.2%, indicate she has not been effective in that particular capacity. Overall satisfaction with your member of parliament. 47.79% indicated we're satisfied with her. However, 59 persons, which is another 52.21%, has said that we are not satisfied with her at all. Okay? When we get back, I'm hoping that we can be able to speak with Lisa Ramming, and she indicated that she will be able to call, so we're hoping that we can be able to speak with her. I'm going to take this quick commercial break, give her a ring, and see if we can have a quick conversation and talk about these things. Let's take a quick commercial break, guys. I'll be right back after this.
Excuse me for the interruption. Boy, come under the great reminder to say, this coming Friday, and please come over the lawn.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Bonneville Bones, established in 1970, is the leader in men's fashion in the Bahamas. We're conveniently located in the mall at Marathon and the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza, and fully stocked with everything you need for all occasions. Our Harbor Bay location is one door north of Alive, with the black and white signage of Bonneville Boutique. Both locations are open from 10 to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Bonneville Bones and Bonneville Boutique, still the leader in men's fashion. Located in the mall at Marathon and the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
The Whopper with cheese at Burger King Nassau has never tasted so good. It's made with 100% flame grilled beef that's juicier, topped with fresh ingredients as usual, and even fluffier buns. Get a regular Whopper with cheese combo for only $9, including VAT, and enjoy a Whopper that's bigger, better, and tastier. The only place to get your Whopper with cheese combo is at Burger King Nassau, where it's grill time anytime.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport Convenience Stores, Western Bakery, De Gregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News sales representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
Foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, on this Friday afternoon. I hope all is well with you guys and continue to be able to talk the way that we are. We are looking at the constituency of Marathon, which is a unique constituency to be able to look at. The information and the data indicated that the constituents within the constituency became advocates and watchdogs after what we saw happen between 2012 2017 with the oil spill. And as a result of that, their advocacy to be able to identify an environmentalist that brought them in, but they didn't see any change there either. And so they got rid of him and gone back to the PLP. And the person of Lisa Ramming being able to do those things. So we can have a good conversation with that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to be able to introduce you to none other than Member of Parliament for the constituency of Marathon, the Honourable Lisa Ramming. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon, Howard. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I'm great.
Absolutely. It's wonderful to have you. This first time that you sat with me or called in with me. I'm grateful that you took the time out to be able to call.
Certainly.
So talk to me about it. Talk to me about the constituency, how things are going in the constituency right now. What's the sentiment on the ground? How persons are talking and reacting to your contribution over the past few years?
Well, Howard, I would say that everything's going fine as far as I know because I am usually always on the ground. My team and I, we have never stopped. Mm-hmm. And I would say that since the election has passed, we always have a reason to be in that community. And so normally what we do when we have special events, like, for example, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas distribution, back to school, mm-hmm. I specifically use those incidences to go door to door to give out distributions to our residents. Mm-hmm. And so that helps tremendously with the visibility. Mm-hmm. Of course, that's only one way, mm-hmm. But the other way is always in the area looking for areas that needs to clear down, mm-hmm. abandoned buildings that needs to be removed to avoid incidents of crime, and also erecting solar lights where there are no lights in the area to ensure that persons feel safe within their community. Mm-hmm. I would also say that I feel good about the progress in that area in Marathon because specifically Wilmar Road, I like to point to that area because that particular area, the residents said it for the past 20-something years, they would complain about that street coming, it's one way in, one way out. Mm-hmm. And so when it rains, they cannot come out. If they do, their cars are destroyed. And so I'm so thankful for the Ministry of Works and the Honorable Clay Sweeting and his team who were able to just get in there and they repaired the road. And I can say, even when the rain is down heavy, I have the opportunity to drive past to look to see the effect. And the effect has come down. The residents are so happy. And of course, that's one of the areas. And also the Claridge Road, the main road, the residents would have echoed in 2022. The road was erected, repaired, and surfaced. And so it looked like a brand new road. The residents said that it haven't been done for 30 years. Mm-hmm. That's what they said. Mm-hmm. And so they're excited. You know, it's a main corridor. A lot of vehicles move in and out of that area to get to various places, mm-hmm. not only in Marathon, but in the central area mm-hmm. of that constituency and peninsula, I'll say. Mm-hmm. And of course, at this time, I would say this, Howard, there is a form that we have, my team and I, we created this complaints form. So as we go door to door, which is regular in the 13 polling divisions, we go door to door and we give out these forms and it gives the resident an opportunity to say, what is your complaint if there is a complaint? I've found out that walking door to door and being in the community, some people are not going to come to the constituency office to make a complaint. They're going to sit in their homes sometimes and, you know, they just don't want to come there. And so what I decided, we go to them. Mm-hmm. And so most of the complaints we've already resolved, whether it was potholes, whether the road need to fix, whether they need light or, roofing repairs. So a number of homes, roof repairs have been done. And of course, there are a great number that are still outstanding because, as you know, we have to supply the entire not only constituency, but the Bahamas. And so, of course, I do some on my own, especially the senior citizens who live alone. I try to get their homes out, repaired from my own efforts. And so I'm grateful for that. But I want to say this. Much has been done, but there's more to be done.
Now, talk to me about this.
Honeyburn Lane, for example.
Honeyburn Lane?
Honeyburn Lane, yes. Burn, B-U-R-N.
Okay, Burn, okay.
From, it's in the area of Dunottage. The residents in the back there have told me, when it rains, oh my goodness, it floods. And so it's very hard for them to come out. So one of the residents there, what they did, they created this pathway for those who live in the back to come through this little path to make it through. And so I want to tell that resident, Mr. Taylor, thank you so much for doing that. However, the Ministry of Works would have already been there. They've already assessed it, and they've already decided that 2 drainage needs to go. 2, not 1, 2. That's how deep that area is. So I want them to know that they are on the lineup to be done.
Is there a timeline for it?
We can't say the timeline now because of the other constituencies who are a bit ahead of me. And, we only have certain manpower. But I'm telling you, Howard, I'm going to push for that to be done.
Praise God.
And so even through Glendale Subdivision, that's the area that I grew up in, the person's there. The road, they're seeking to have that road paved. Oh, my goodness. And so it's already being scoped. So that will be next on the agenda. And so even though, like I told you, a lot is being done, but there's more to be done. And so I'm not sitting back. I'm just not caring. I'm in the community. But let me make one comment about your survey.
Go ahead.
First of all, I would like to thank you. I want to thank you for that survey. And so, but I said that the survey, when I checked it myself, I noticed that it's open for anybody to answer.
Yes.
Which means whether they're on PLP side, FNM side, DNA, COI, anybody can answer it.
Yes.
And so I also want you to have an open mind as it relates to the responses.
Yes.
And I want to invite you on Marathon Grounds with me. I want to invite you. Even if you don't come with me, go yourself. Speak to the residents. Hear from them.
I'd like that.
Howard, I want you to do that for me.
I'd like that. I can do that. No, I can do it with you. I can come do it with you. I don't have no problem. I'm unfamiliar to these things, so I'll come and do it.
And I love positive criticism. You know why? It causes you to do better. Because what is it all about? It's not so much all about party. It's about the people and doing what you say you will do. Many persons come to me on a daily basis, Howard, outside of Marathon, calling my phone, coming to the constituency office, asking for voucher. We don't turn them away. This one Bahamas. We don't turn them away. Persons who have nowhere to live. I find places for them to live on a daily basis when social services is unable to do it. That's what we do as a nation, as a people. We look out for everyone, not just saying, oh, you're not in my constituency. I'm not going to help. I don't do that.
So tell me this, what about the reception? Since they moved from Romy to you, they thought they needed this sort of an environmental, now they have the advocacy of your leadership in this particular state and capacity. What are persons saying on the ground? Maybe you hear murmurs, maybe persons are saying to your face. What are persons saying?
They're very happy. Behind my back and in my face, they're glad that Romy Ferreira is gone. In fact, they said they can't even remember what he did. You know, I mean, that's a sad
You don't have to throw rock on the people radio.
When someone can't remember anything that you did.
You don't have to throw rock on the people radio. I
shouldn't do that. I apologize.
Go ahead.
I apologize.
Go ahead.
And so, so what I'm saying is, the residents are happy. One, for female, being the first female, of course, being a member of parliament in this great constituency where I grew up and reared and went to school at Aaron Bailey. And my entire family, my mom, my sister, my uncle, everybody still lives in Marathon. So it's my homestead. So the people living in this area are happy, especially about the visibility and always, walking about and just going, finding out, is everything okay? What's going on here? And listen, nothing happens in that area that I don't know. A green or a red shirt to any door. they'll call me.
Hold on, this is
stay in the area.
There's only two colors. It's green or red. That's it.
I just thought I should say that.
I like that. Tell me about this now. For all those persons who are listening in for Marathon constituency, I want you to put your numbers out there and let them know how they can reach you. Talk to them about the complaints form. Talk to them about some of the issues that they can raise, because a lot of it, like I said, and I think you can observe this. You hear me?
No, say it again, Howard.
Said, tell me a little bit more about the constituency for all those persons who are in Marathon, who are listening to you right now. And they want to know about the complaints form. They want to know about being able to do this, because people would sit in their house and stew for 5 years. They ain't say nothing. They get mad. 5 years and vote against you because what they thought you should have done. Give them information on how they could reach you and let them know that you're accessible so you can be able to assist them.
Okay, certainly our constituency office is open from Monday to Friday and every other Saturday. So it's from 10 to 6. You can come and get your complaint form. The number 821-223. 821-8223. Mrs. Johnson is always there and willing to, and she'll be the first person of contact. And if they need to see me, certainly they can reach out to Miss Johnson and she'll get me right away. I don't want you to sit in your homes and just complain. I mean, if you don't tell me, then I wouldn't know. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just asking, it doesn't matter your political persuasion. I'm here to represent the entire constituency. That's what I do. And of course, I would like them to know we have our band practice from Tuesday and Thursday at Claridge Primary School from 4 to 6. They can bring their kids to sign up for the Marathon Band. And of course, from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, they can come at the Collins Avenue complex. And, of course, when they come to Claridge, we'll let them know where that's at. So the classes time is 4 to 7. And so at present, we have a 75-member strong band with young persons, and I'm excited about it because music brings discipline. And, of course, we also have, coming on stream is our breast cancer awareness walk, run, fun. Walkathon. And so we're asking persons, you sign up for free, and it's on Saturday, the 26th of October, at 7 a.m., Lou Audley Park, Claridge Road. You get a free hat and a free pink shirt and a free pink hat. And so you come on down, we even have free breakfast afterwards and free testing, blood pressure, glucose. And we're asking you to come on down with all the persons who've already signed up to come on down with us, and let's show the people, not only in Marathon community, but in the Bahamas, who have been stricken with cancer, that we support them, and we are in this fight with them for healing.
Wow. Minister, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to be able to talk with us today. And we'd love to hear much more about what it is. I got to be able to do a shameless plug now. You ain't got to give people complaint forms no more. I could do an app for you. Amen. Call me.
Amen. I
just do that. That's how you see what you did? You see the click on thing?
Yeah.
That's my company can do that. So
yes.
Call me. I can set that up. There ain't nothing to talk about. Okay? But I just want to let you know that I want you to continue in this thread based upon the information and say that mixed satisfaction. But the constituency itself looks like they're always looking for more. So we're hoping that you're progressive in being able to put, no pun intended, we're hoping that you're able to push that and make some things happen, okay?
Yes, so, as always.
Thank you, man. So all the absolute best to you in your capacity, and we'd love you to sit with us.
And you reach out to me and let me know when you want to come.
Yes, ma'am.
It's good to hear from the constituents and not the poll that is open to the wider nation.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good talking with you. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, that was none other than the Honorable Lisa Ramming, all the way from the constituency of Marathon, being able to talk to us about this poll and the information that's out there. Okay, let's take a quick break and be right back after this.
Johnson, bim, Johnson, bim, Johnson. Rio Black at the microphone, Johnson, bim, Johnson, till
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
The Whopper with with Cheese at Burger King Nassau has never tasted so good. It's made with 100% flame grilled beef that's juicier, topped with fresh ingredients as usual, and even fluffier buns. Get a regular Whopper with Cheese combo for only $9, including VAT, and enjoy a Whopper that's bigger, better, and tastier. The only place to get your Whopper with Cheese combo is at Burger King Nassau, where it's grill time anytime.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport convenience stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News sales representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Excuse me for the interruption. Boy, come under the great reminder to say this coming Friday on a police corner over the lawn.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 lines are wide open. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Anywhere for the family of islands, 242-300-5720. Anywhere for the family of islands, 242-300-5720. Hit me up, 422-4796 on the text. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead.
Yes, this is the community leader here. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How you doing, my brother?
Wonderful, Mr. Grant. Mr. Grant, I see that you have Minister Lisa Ramming there with you.
No, she called in and just gave information about the Marathon constituency after we put the poll up there.
I heard something about it. Okay, well, my thing is two things. I want to say that that minister is a hard-working minister, and no, I don't work for her, but she's a hard-working minister that's consistently on the ground with her people, pushing and working. So you got to give her credit for doing what an MP is entrusted to do, and that's represent the people and stay close to them. That she has done excellently. Another thing, you were mentioning something about the polls, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. I did a poll over all the constituencies in the country. It's on the foundation242.com. So you just go on there, click on the thing that says take the poll, and you can fill out the information. 113 persons have done that for Marathon. And based upon those 113 persons, we were able to come down with some numbers to indicate the percentage of persons who supported her, thought that she was doing well, and the percentage of persons who said that I think that she could do some more.
Well, another thing, too, we must be clear on, anybody can go on those polls and vote, including the FNM.
But why everybody keeps saying that? That's not a fair. The fair ain't who voting. The fair is whether or not you can get your people to take the poll.
Right. I'm just saying that it's an open poll, okay? Fair enough, those that had experience with you and know that the work that you're doing in Marathon, I think that's the avenue that we're going. Nevertheless, Mr. Grant, I think you're doing an amazing job by
I appreciate you, sir.
Sticking to your guns, and
thank you.
Keep doing what you do, uplifting, encouraging, inspiring, pushing, but being fair and firm. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
And again, because that's the name I mentioned. I just want to say that she's doing an amazing job, and I hope she continues to represent the people properly that entrusted her and given her the opportunity to represent them in the House of Parliament, and may she continue to be blessed, and may she continue to bless the people that that she represents, which is the Marathon.
Thank you, my brother. I do appreciate your telephone call. Thank you for your contribution and your warm words towards the Member of Parliament that's here. Let's see if I can take a next telephone call. Call on the line. Go ahead.
Hello. Good afternoon, Mr. Grant. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. First time caller.
Thank you, man. Thanks for calling.
Yes, I listen to your show every day, but I heard the minister on just now, and she was saying what all good she does for her constituency, which is all well and good. But her first day in office after the winning for the PLP, how persons in the office would be saying, who is this and who is that? She told my sister when she reached in there to get out. Get out. So she should remember what it is. She should remember who the person is. person last name begins with an S, and she should remember it was really mean because we all are Bahamians, regardless if we PLP, F&M, we working.
So y'all ain't going back in the office since? That's what you're telling me?
No, she told her to get out of the office.
And you ain't been back since?
No.
Oh,
and when
Jesus.
she transferred after a while, she called back and transferred to another location.
Mm-hmm.
She transferred but you shouldn't do that because everybody...
So can you and your sister mend that kind of a bridge to see Marathon moving forward, or you ain't want nothing to do with her no more? Talk to me.
No, because you shouldn't do that to anybody. Be it whatever, whatever party they in. We all are Bahamians. I heard it saying people come in the office from different side of the fence. But if you're doing that for your constituency, do that for your workers as well. But my sister since retired.
Mm-hmm.
She said she stopped. She didn't go back after a while. She worked probably for another six months. But you don't want to be working under those type of conditions because it don't get any better. So she needs to look at a whole, the whole aspect of it. When you coming on, blowing your own horn and stuff like that, she could be very nasty.
That's heavy what you're saying about the minister. I appreciate your telephone call. Thank you so much for that. Minister or members of parliament, if you're listening in now, this is a space of neutrality. I represent no political organization, and persons are going to call in because this is a platform for the people. And persons are going to call in and say these are the indifference that we have. It'll do you well, no matter who you are, no matter your capacity, to listen to these things and recognize it through the lens of constructive criticism. Don't look at this as people trying to kill you and talk about you bad and this and that. Look at this through the lens of constructive criticism. Take it as it is with a grain of salt, make modifications, and move forward. Let me take a next telephone call. Caller, go ahead.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Yes, good afternoon. I am calling in to compliment the Minister of Marathon,
I like it.
the Member of Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am speaking from my heart, and I say Ms. Raman is a lady any constituent could find on the ground any day, from Monday to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
He is one that goes above and beyond to help her constituents. Persons who ain't even a constituent, she is helped.
Mm-hmm.
She is a woman with a heart full of gold. I talking about the little children in Maradon, in particular, the Peardale, all them areas, the little boy, he came to me. He said, you see my tennis? I said, they nice, they Jordan. He said, Miss Raman, buy them for me. The little boy didn't want to take it off. His mommy said he fall asleep in the tennis. I talking about on a given day, Miss Raman making sure families eat and have a roof over their head. I ain't see no MP.
So you in Marathon? You calling me for Marathon?
I am
or you
in Marathon.
You registered to vote?
Marathon, and
You
I
registered to vote?
Marathon.
You registered to vote? You voted last time?
This time I vote Marathon.
This time you voted in Marathon.
Lisa have the baton for Marathon.
Lisa have the baton for Marathon. I like
Marathon.
this. I like this.
I ain't gonna call no name.
So
I ain't call my name.
So she
Lisa
got
have
it
the baton
together.
for Marathon.
So based upon what you hear on the ground, she got the next one.
That goes without saying.
She can win the next one.
2026, we on to the next one now.
Jesus, you're doing a lot. I appreciate you. You're a good, decent woman. God bless your soul. And I can need a pair of Jordans too. Amen. Size 12. Okay? If you're distributing Jordans, let me sleep in some also. Let me see if I can get the next telephone call before we go to a break. Caller on the line. Go ahead.
Yeah, Howard Grudge.
Hey, my brother. What's happening with you?
Thanks. Listen, man, I hate to do this, right? I almost turned the PLP just now listening to Lisa Raman, right? But at least she live in Marathon, in a constituency. I live beyond, but I calling on Shenandoah Cartwright, right? Now, people, he invisible to me.
We ain't dealing with Shenandoah yet. 52.
He invisible to me because
52. We dealing with Shenandoah next week.
And these man, them riding past us,
Shenandoah.
when it even ain't raining.
52. Next week for Shenandoah, I can let you go. Next week, put all that together and call me next week for Shenandoah. We can deal with that next week. Next telephone call, quickly.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Lisa's very malicious and manipulative, and she's getting voted out.
You threw that quick at me. I thought it was starting off good. So you said, go ahead again.
Malicious, mean-spirited, and vote out.
So you calling for Marathon or you calling about her?
Marathon.
Are you a constituent in Marathon?
Peardale and Mini Street.
Okay, praise Jesus. You can tell all the information. I appreciate your telephone call. Thank you so very kindly, guys. You know we got to take a commercial break and be able to get back. When we get back, we can talk about Mangrove Key and the Berry Islands. No. Mangrove Key and South Andros. Mangrove Key and South Andros. With Leon Lundy being able to talk about those particular things. If someone knows Leon Lundy, if he has his number, so forth and so on. I've been trying to reach him. I couldn't get him. I don't have his number. So someone please reach out to him. Let him know that we're going to be able to do this and talk about this. He has gotten scathing reviews for South Andros and Mangrove Key, which I think is peculiar because these people can vote PLP anyhow. So why you kill me with all the no? You know my guts out. And you're still going to vote PLP. But we can talk about this when we get back after the news.
But when we play LP, say them really love me. Them have to jump and spring. But this a dance and a free. It's a Friday evening. Bim! The people them tired of working. Lord, them hear the disco playing. Bim! It make them feel like dancing. Rocha man. And me see you black at the microphone chanting. Bim! Chanting. Bim! Chanting. Yeah. You black at the microphone chanting. Bim! Chanting till
This is Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
Excuse me for the interruption. Boy, come and a great reminder to say this coming Friday and a police gonna over the lawn. You went to the man number one town round town. And it's a Friday evening. Bim!
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM Radio, Howard Grant, your company, right here live and in full effect on this beautiful day, just chopping it down, having a good conversation with you. Hope you enjoyed. I love the enthusiasm of Member of Parliament for Marathon. First time I had an opportunity to be able to speak with her. Only heard her speak, not necessarily speaking with her. So I'm grateful for the opportunity of being able to do that. I love the enthusiasm. I love that sort of a commitment to party. And also this determined idea that we're going to make some things happen in the constituency that we're in. And we recognize that there are some needs. I've heard persons speak. And I love the fact that persons are calling in no matter your position that you're taking. I just ask that we do so with a level of decency. Yeah, I don't really want to know, too heavy a personal issue. But I'd like to know from a community standpoint, is there a way that we can bridge this gap to be able to get to productivity, or do you see this as total eradication? Is this the constituency going back to the Free National Movement? Because this is what we've seen. We've seen PLP, FNM, PLP, FNM, PLP, FNM. And this is sort of the embodiment of what we've seen in the country since 2002. If we amalgamate the constituency so far, the constituency of Marathon has reflected the fluctuation or the frequency between two political organizations. The constituency of Marathon has done that. And so if there's going to be a shift in the country, I think that one of the major factors that we can see, hear, and feel would be from this constituency in Marathon. So we're being able to talk about that. Guys, we got one more we got to get this one out of the way and just be able to talk about this. We're talking about the Member of Parliament for Mangrove Key and South Andros. Mangrove Key and South Andros. We're talking about the constituency more specifically, and we're talking about none other than the Honorable Leon Lundy, right? Let's give a little historical context from 2002 to the current position. South Andros constituency has experienced significant political and socioeconomic changes over the past 2 decades, with representations fluctuating between the Progressive Liberal Party and the PLP. And the Free National Movement. No. Did I take this from someplace else? I do not remember South Andros being FNM from 2002. No, so this is incorrect. Let's go. Let's be able to read this information. This is incorrect. I do not remember from 2002 to our current position. I do not remember South Andros being that particular constituency. So let's talk about it. It says the party initially elected the independent Whitney Bastian over and aligned with the PLP during his term. The key focus was his leadership focused on community development, addressing the basic needs for constituents and advocating for more governmental support and local industries and fishing and agriculture, right? Despite the efforts, there were persistent issues related to the limited job opportunities, inadequate infrastructure, and youth migration out of South Andros. These challenges made it difficult to achieve a significant progress during his tenure. In 2007 to 2012, election victory for Picewell Forbes, who won a seat in 2007, reflecting a return to the PLP representation in South Andros. In South Andros. Guys, you got to forgive me as I go through this in my head and read this information. Remember, I told you I amalgamated the information. Picewell is a senior man in this particular capacity. Which year was it that Picewell did his the concept where he came out and said, "She's free, ladies and gentlemen"? He's talking about President Bridgewater. Were we in the 2007 era? Let's go on with this. I'm going to find the information and just be able to make the modifications if I have to. Let's go on with it, right? So he won in 2007, reflecting the PLP's return to representation in South Andros. His victory indicated the constituency's preference for a party-aligned candidate over any other candidates. Their focus and achievement during their Forbes' term, there were the emphasis on community development, education, and healthcare. Efforts were made to improve infrastructure, including road maintenance and upgrading public facilities. Now, Picewell touts this sort of a thing that he's done. He said, well, just let me drink out the spigot. I just won't be able to get the water tower. He's done some stuff in Andros. Remember him talking about this. So limitations, however, progress was often slow. We remember this. We remember his tenure and his term and progress being slow, but his charm, his charm and the nature of those persons in South Andros has caused him to kind of continue to be able to move forward in this particular stead. Okay? And I say his charm, I think he has an authentic cultural Bahamian charm about him. And I always say this about him. He's my very good friend. And I think a lot of persons push past some things because when he started sitting down in the House of Assembly and called all of Miss Ryla them name and Miss Beulah them name and this name and that name, I think that level of charm, despite the fact that these people might have been traditionally PLP, that actually retained them. It kept them in that particular position. And so we've seen that, but there was still a significant amount of challenges in the constituency and a lack of growth and development. During one year, I think it was 2012 to 17, we would have seen people come to go down there and videotape and see the roads down there and so forth and so on. It was poor infrastructure. And some of these things were in this kind of a position from our former prime minister. So we've seen some stuff, and we know these things, sort of an idea that people are indifferent. They ain't really want nothing. They ain't looking for nothing much. They're just looking for little opportunities for them. These are the things that they're saying. So this is, however, the progress was often slow, and some of the constituents felt that the initiatives there were not sufficient to address the persistent socioeconomic challenges. Concerns of high unemployment rates and limited economic diversification remained prominent. In 2012 to 2017, the re-election, Forbes retained his seat. In 2000, Forbes retained his seat in 2012's election, securing another term for the PLP in South Andros. His continued leadership aimed to build on previous efforts to improve living conditions and stimulate local economic growth. His focus included expanding educational opportunities, promoting ecotourism, and supporting small business development. He also worked to enhance public service such as healthcare and infrastructure. Some of the challenges that he had is while Forbes was able to maintain his seat, socio-economic issues persisted. His job creation and economic diversification still lagging behind expectations. Additionally, the need for disaster preparedness and resilience became more apparent following extreme weather events. This is happening during this particular time, right? From 17 to 21, Picewell Picewell again. Now, listen, Picewell's seniority in this particular capacity had gone beyond. Okay, so Picewell, don't fight me. I can just tell you this is the sentiment that exists in this particular area. You know, I love you. You're my guy. But I'm going to talk about the sentiment that how you shifted and morphed right before their eyes into the type of representation and the savvy representation that you offer at this particular point. When you initially came in as a good down-home boy, there was sort of an idea that you would be, you know, a good politician for the Family Islands, for the South Andres, for those particular persons. There seemed to be sort of a disdain and separation that in the space, but your years of persistence and your pursuit for education, expansion, and even relationships had really shifted persons' mind and view about you. For the devastating loss for the PLP between the time of 2007 to 2012, when you became the Member of Parliament, with only a handful of persons in the House of Assembly, your advocacy, your persistence, your stance, your posture had really shifted how persons looked at you during this step. I just want to be decent as I say this. It really shifted how persons perceived you, and even those persons who weren't in your constituency understood that you had significant value, not only as a Member of Parliament, but also as also within the Progressive Liberal Party. And so that seniority that you speak of, that I'm a senior man in this place, right? That seniority that you speak of, it's twofold. It's twofold. And so we remember when there was this kind of tribulation, that existed in 2021, and whether or not you would have gotten a nomination. But I'm happy that you are the statesman that you are, and you genuflected to see these particular things happen. In 2021, we would have been able to see none other than Leon Lundy in this particular capacity being able to step in, and let's see if we can get this information. So let's talk about that. Now we've done the layout, we've done all these particular things, and in the midst of doing that, let's give you the numbers right now. I can read the numbers for you right now and tell you exactly what's what. Now, only 20 people take this poll. Only 20 people took this poll, okay? Another the participants who took the poll, 12 of the participants, which is 60%, said that they have not voted in the last election. 8 stated that they have. 12 of the participants said that I am planning to vote in the next election. 8 participants said that I will. 4 participants between 18 and 35. 2 was between 26 and 35. 7 was between 36 and 45. 2 was between 46 and 55. 2, again, between 56 and 65. And 3 persons were between the ages of 60 and over. Now, let's get to this, to the meat and potatoes of this, and we're talking about Leon Lundy in his particular capacity and being able to talk about and identify these things, all right? Let's see if we can be able to do this, all right? So it says, MP visibility and accessibility. 19 participants out of the 20, and this is very consistent. 19 participants out of the 20 said that he's been invisible, that we haven't seen him, he hasn't made a contribution, we haven't seen him in this particular area. We asked about community improvements since the last election. 19 participants said we have seen no improvements, which may not necessarily be incorrect, but this is the sense of consistency that we get from this contribution. 19 participants indicated that we have not seen improvements since the last election. Effectiveness in addressing key issues like crime, unemployment, social services. 19 participants indicated that we have not seen him contribute. He's been ineffective in this particular area. 19. 1 said, yeah, man, he's good. Ministerial effectiveness in these particular capacities. 19 participants indicated that Yeah. He's been 19 participants been ineffective in this particular capacity. And one participant indicated that he has. And in overall satisfaction, 19 participants indicated that they are unsatisfied with his overall capacity. And one participant indicated that it's good. Let's get this in. High levels of dissatisfaction and disengagement. High levels of dissatisfaction and disengagement. The survey results indicate that 95% of the participants are dissatisfied with the MP's performance, citing that the lack of visibility, minimal community involvement, and ineffective handling of key issues like crime, unemployment, and social services. This pervasive dissatisfaction suggests that there's significant disconnection between the elected representative and the community. It says that 60% of the participants who did vote in the last election and did not plan to vote in the next election reflects a troubling level of political disengagement, potentially driven by the perception that the current representation is not delivering meaningful change. This could result in voter turnout in future elections, further undermining democratic participation in the constituency. 95% of the respondents reported that not seeing any significant improvements in the constituency since the last election. The data points to the ineffectiveness of the development projects or policies that have been introduced. The constituency continues to struggle with basic infrastructure, economic growth, and essential services, indicating the current efforts have not translated into tangible benefits for the most residents. The implication of the local government initiatives may not be addressing the most pressing needs, or the impact of such initiatives has been too slow or unevenly distributed across the constituency. It says the implication of the further political engagement, 95% are dissatisfied with the MP's accessibility, and the key issues strongly indicates that the constituency may be more receptive to alternative candidates or parties in the next election. This is bananas that they would say something like this. Now, this is my ChatGPT. I structured it like this. I put all the information in, and this is what came out. ChatGPT also has the information across the internet. I strategically identified those particular stories and populated it. Once I populated it and required them to be able to come out like a political analyst from 2002 to 2024, more specifically in the region of this, and this is what your focus is. This is how you have to structure your ChatGPT. You got to tell it what you want. So I tell it what I want, identify these things, structured it, and this is the language that it used. It's strategic and it's specific that it used this particular language. I want to read this again for you. The 95% dissatisfaction rate of the MP's accessibility and effectiveness in addressing key issues strongly indicates that the constituency may be more receptive to alternatives, that's what it said first, or parties, which not necessarily so. Not necessarily so. I don't believe that it's parties. I believe that from a traditional standpoint, as far back as we can go, whether or not there was sort of an influx in the 90s, I can't remember. I can't remember more specifically that constituency. But if there was sort of a shift, this constituency is sort of a die-hard PLP constituency. However, there could be a yearning and desire for a different representation. Because though Picewell moved off the scene, right, and just from afar off, we say that he's doing a good job. But those persons, he who feels it knows it in the constituency, whether or not he was actually meeting what the requirements were on the ground. We don't know. I only know Picewell from when he came to Nassau and his contribution there. His shift indicated that there was a desire for more. And now, but this is only 20 people, so don't fight me. And now the constituency is saying again, there is a desire for a shift. This is what they say. This is based upon the information. There is a critical need for a dramatic shift in strategy to rebuild trust and engagement in the community. This could involve more visible leadership, constant community outreach, and targeted development projects that address specific local concerns. And the perception of this particular capacity and his role. They talked about his role. The public perception in his capacity and his role says that he's ineffective, could be an obstacle to further political ambitions for the MP, as constituents may seek representation who can more effectively leverage their position and bring tangible improvements to the area. This is bananas how they structured this. Because this is to another, it is almost as though ChatGPT understands the culture of Bahamian politics based upon the information I've given them. It's almost as though it understands it. Public perception in their capacity and role is ineffective. That could be an obstacle for further political ambitions for the MP, as constituents may seek representatives who can more effectively leverage their position. This is heavy. More effectively leverage their position. How do you effectively leverage position? Based upon your proximity, based upon your accessibility, based upon your position politically and administrationally, governmentally rather, to be able to ensure that we can shuffle or bring things like we're seeing in Exuma, like we're seeing in Eleuthera, bring things to the constituency based upon your position. South Andrews has had that with the Prime Minister, Minister Lyndon Pilling. But the question is whether or not it was capitalized on, whether or not it was effective in those particular areas. Because there was still this sort of a disdain and persons saying, we haven't seen anything happen since those things, right? So his recommendations for addressing the issues: increase the MP's visibility and community engagement, targeted economic development initiatives. There should be a focused effort of diversity and the local economy to be able to make sure these things are happening, especially in the ecotourism and agricultural and fishing sector that align with the constituency's natural resources and heritage. Launching a youth development program with skills and developing those areas. Infrastructure and essential services improvement, and strategic communication and development programs. The MP's office should improve communications about ongoing projects, timelines, and expected outcomes to manage community expectation and demonstrate transparency, providing periodic progress reports. It could help rebuild trust and keep residents informed. This is heavy stuff, guys. This is heavy stuff. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this, guys. Going to take a break. The line's going to be wide open when we get back after this.
Play 45, let's keep them alive. Play this comic, they want to jump and play. But when we play LP, they them really love me. They want to jump.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and front is the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
It's time to upgrade the way you enjoy at-home entertainment. Alive Fiber is here. Enjoy all your favorite channels and streaming apps, all at lightning-fast internet speeds with affordable bundles, and it's only a click away. Visit www.alivefiber.com to sign up now. Stay connected, live your life. It's good to be alive.
Great news! Ron's Electric Motors' new location on Cowpen Road, right next to Island Luck, is open Sundays. So for those needing repairs on electric motors, generators, welding machines, water pumps, battery chargers, electric lifts, transformers, and power tools, Ron's Cowpen Road location can have you up and running on weekends. Don't forget, you can still visit Ron's Electric Motors on Wolf Road and Claridge Road, and now Ron's new location on Cowpen Road. Dial 356-0249 or 323-5267.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Excuse me for the interruption. Boy, come under a great reminder to say this coming Friday, and a police gonna over the lawn. You entertain man number one sound round town. I did so Friday.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 9.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company, the foundation. I, next week, identified a few things. Oh, God, I lose a day. Monday, we're not going to be here with you. You know, we're celebrating a holiday on Monday and identifying those things. So Monday, we've had scheduled. That's obviously going to have to be pushed to Tuesday. Basil McIntosh from Michael. So we're going to do Michael on Tuesday. First thing when we get back, God Spare Our Lives. Basil McIntosh on Tuesday. Then we're going to go Zane Lightmorn for Yamacraw. Wednesday, we're going to go Miles LaRota for Pinewood. Then we're going to go Mario Keith Boleg for Garden Hills. And then we're going to go Jomo Campbell, right? It's going to be on that Thursday. Jomo Campbell is going to be that Thursday, right? And Ginger Moxie. And then on that Friday, we're going to go Vaughn Miller for Golden Isles and Pia Glover Roll. Next week, Friday, is going to be Pia Glover Roll for us. And then it's going to be Vaughn Miller for Golden Isles, right? So that'll be the week. The week after is going to be Keith Bell. Then we're going to go Clay Sweeting. If you notice the progression, now the majority of these persons will have ministerial post in position, okay? So we're getting into the ministers now. So you'll be able to see that sort of a progression, and we can identify those things and have good conversation, okay? Lines are open, guys. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere for the family violence, 242-300-5720. Hit me up, 422-4796. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Yes, hope all is well.
Yeah, man, I'm good.
Yeah, man. In terms of South Andres and Central South and Mangrove Key, Andres is making great progress.
Okay.
There's a few persons who you can't please everyone, and we understand that you have persons out there who out on those different terms to take down person's personality.
That's natural. That means that they oppose him. They oppose his position. That's natural.
Yes.
Okay.
But the fact remains in terms of the strides that Minister Leon Lundy is making. Coming from this year, it's only a few months in as a minister, and the progress and the things that he is doing to ensure that Andrews benefit. And we know, we could see that the sleeping giant
Where you calling me? Where you calling me from?
I calling you, I'm from Andres.
You from Andres?
Yes, sir.
Okay, praise God. That's what I
and in terms of the road work, everybody's saying the infrastructure, these are the main things was dilapidated. These was in bad and in devastated position, holes in the road and all that stuff from Love Hill down to the end, Coakley Burke.
How long it been like that?
That been like that from personal time. Before, listen, Minister Lundy came and ensured that happened right away. Right away ensuring
Is it
that
fixed? Did he patch it or he paved the whole road?
The whole entire road.
Send me one picture.
Man, I can send you that.
Tell the people to send me one picture. 827-0111. Because I saw the pictures of all the road. Looked like you had a hailstorm or a comet storm. And all kind of hole was in the road. I saw that picture.
You hear me? And that is completed.
And they fixed that.
Completed. And Minister Lundy now moved the road work now in South Andres. Right now paving as I speak
Send the picture. I know when I've been in Mangrove Key, it looked good in Mangrove Key in terms of the road.
Listen to me. You hear me? That's what I'm saying in terms of, people have this concept of, the downgrade, but you have to get the understanding from the wider community, not just a small minority, concept. You have to come down and feel, and persons who down there could call in and speak to them, like myself.
I like it. I appreciate your telephone call, my brother. You're a good and decent man. So what you're trying to tell me is that Lundy can get in again.
What? Right off the top.
He can get in again, and they can vote again for him.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I like that.
We are standing with LL.
You stand with him?
Yes, sir. We
Amen.
are standing with LL.
LL. Okay, thank you. Somebody need to tell me how much people name Leon Lundy in South Andres, because I went to Mangrove Key And I met a Leon Lundy. He was working for the BAIC at the time, and I understand that he recently passed away. Great guy, man. Great guy. And he was right there when I was in Mangrove Key doing the little program that I had getting going. And because when I heard Leon Lundy, I was thinking it was him. There's people down there named Leon Lundy. But I'm hoping that you guys are good. The lines are open. Please be a part of the conversation. Call on the line. Go ahead.
Hey, Howard.
Hey.
Hey, Poppy. Howard,
What's up, Popo?
I believe South Andrews was independence before with Whitney Bastian.
Right.
I believe when Sir Lyndon stepped down, Bossfield for the Free National Movement was the member of Parliament. I think I'm sure it was Ronald, but
That's why I didn't say that, and I said I have to research that because I remember that there was a strong wave that the F&M captured a seat.
when they get 34,
Right.
36
They
or
captured a
34
seat, right? But then I remember when they went back to the PLP in South Andrews. Picewell was able to hold on to that seat for almost 15 years.
Yeah, he had it for 15 for
Yeah.
2 terms.
Yeah.
Never was a cabinet minister. First time.
Boy, they treat Picewell bad, eh? I just was saying it live when
When you talking about
Jesus
him,
Christ, they treat Picewell bad.
you realize he's to be the last one they give nomination, even when Bray was coming.
And we knew Picewell win it right off the
leaving
top.
for
Bang!
one of he was a member of Parliament, and they leave him for one of the last ones.
They treat Picewell bad. Picewell is my guy.
Lisa, right? Lisa Raman, right?
Mhm.
I don't live in, but the people is telling me how she's go door to door and give the things personally to the people.
What you hear about her, Papa? She got it or she ain't got it? Talk to me.
She's a hard worker, right? She's a hard worker and everything, and she come from humble beginnings, just like in our area, close to Nassau Village, right there on Soldier Road. All the things she say, she's a fighter. She's a hard worker. You hear she say, other constituencies to get their roads, them doing stuff, but she can push. Yeah, she mean that. But the problem is I don't want to say she's going to be like a prophet or nothing, right? Y'all rather hear is a possibility, but she's going to be one of those political casualty. See, if I had to tell you what I think about them, see,
It ain't because of her, though. I don't think it's because of her. The constituency of Marathon.
No, it's because, listen to me, she's just like in the past, good members of Parliament, hard workers, they lose all Arjun and Allen and all of Jerome, them, in spite of what they was doing in that constituency. But see, I tell you before, politically, their attitude is stink. They rub a lot of people the wrong way. And they talking about it's an open poll. See, we have families all over the Bahamas. Even if they cut the boundaries, if they would have think about that, ain't no way to pay for the guilty. You understand? Yeah, they talk about changing some of them as candidates. Maybe they might get away, but the people mind make fun. The people are angry. They need the humble. They come in with the wrong attitude, like they's boss. They ain't come like no servants. And you see, if I did tell you these things before the woman, see, people have family. They have a politically stink attitude. They talk to people politically like dogs. You have the woman say, I had to talk to her family. And some of these things could be lies, but you check it out. And just Lisa, a bunch of them, and they can cost the people, they can get just what they deserve. Listen to me, when you fool with the Bahamian people, you could be sure, don't care where it is. You fool with my family in Abaco, I can deal with you because you treat them bad in Abaco, and that's how it could be. They can be politically casualty in spite of Lisa being hard. There's plenty of them is work hard there. But they got to prepare themselves, man. Get back in what you call it, the private sector. It's the best they ever lived. I hear Jerome say before, this is the best job he ever had. And he get a better job now because he right there in the Prime Minister office doing it. Hey, when you bring in on Leslie Miller, when you could talk about Leslie Miller, daughter, because that's another one who's
She was yesterday.
with a stink political attitude.
She was yesterday. Why you in tuning yesterday? She was yesterday.
She was there?
No. She didn't go. She was supposed to call it, and I called her 9,000 times. I call
I don't know
her.
if the word is politically aggressive.
I call her.
They aggressive.
I sent a
like
note.
they ain't
I
humble
give
enough.
a letter. I sent email. I sent this. I sent double Jesus. How much time I can run after you for the thing?
The Cleaver Glover and Roll lady. She's another hard worker. Glennis is top of the
Pia?
north. Glennis different. I wish they to take training from Glennis, but they come in like they arrive or something. Because my is this or I is brave. Come on, man, your attitude politically is stinking. That's why you're gonna lose the government. And you all deserve it.
You put Pia name in that though. We ain't get to Pia.
PLP, that ain't so people we don't like bad treatment, although we scare on like we like it. Yeah, these PLPs, but they ain't gonna stay home this time because they get treated bad. They ain't like the government ain't doing nothing, but the attitudes of the members of parliament is politically stink. You can imagine I want a maiden, yo, and she said she can do what she's supposed to do when she want to do it, not when you need it done. Man, be gone with them, man. Like the Jamaicans say, go on.
Thank you, Papa. I appreciate you, Papa. Thank you so much for your telephone call and your contribution. I just want to be fair, guys. I just want to be fair with you. I tell you, every day I give you a preamble. Every day, Job. Every day I come out here and say, I ain't trying to talk about you. This is a poll. Everyone understand that this is open to everybody. There's no fear. I didn't ask nobody for their passport. I didn't ask nobody for their information. I don't need to know your driver's license number. I don't need you to take a picture of your voter's card and registration before you take the poll. I didn't even ask you if you was a male or female. I did not ask. I only wanted to know from your honesty in your heart. But if the devil live in your heart, I mean, I can't expect nothing good to come from it. I'm not going to fight you. But I wanted the honesty from your heart to say, this is the constituency I live, and you do the internal inspection, reflection, understanding to answer those questions, simple questions, very honestly and easily. I'm not here to tell you, and I'm not going to police who's there or who's not there. But I want you to be as decent as possible and contribute to that. Thefoundation242.com. Quick break. Be right back after this.
Oh Lord, play 45, let's keep them alive. Play this comic, they want to jump and play. But when we play LP, say them really love me.
Things are getting saucy at Wendy's! Get ready to experience nuggets like you never did before with the new Saucy Nugs! Enjoy our famous crispy nuggets tossed in your choice of sweet and smoky honey barbecue sauce, or turn it up a notch with the spicy but smooth buffalo sauce. Grab a 6-piece as a snack or make it a meal with a 10-piece combo. Gotta be saucy? Gotta be Wendy's!
NASA, are you ready for November 2nd? Because we are ready!
Hi, this is KB, and I will be performing live.
Break and Scrape Explosion. Reloaded.
This is the one and only Don John letting y'all know that yours truly will be performing.
Oh yeah, this your boy D-Mac, and I'll be performing live. Keep the vibe alive. Music Grill and Top for Sales Promotion invites you to the biggest Rake and Scrape concert of the year.
And you thought they was gonna leave me out? Hey!
Saturday, November 2nd at Super Club Breezes Ground.
It's me, Mama D.
This is Wilfred Solomon.
Yo, it's your boy Ron. It's your boy Elliot from the New Breed Band.
The biggest artist of the 242.
It's your boy Shine 242. Hey, it's Sherrod Taylor. It's your boy Johnny K. Falcon Sugar. It's your boy DJ Red.
It's me now, Funky D.
This is your girl Nishi Out Us, aka Miss Loose Me.
Hey there, this is Freak on Beat.
Hey, this is Cheeto D, and I will be performing live.
Hey, it's me, Julian Believe. Tickets available at the Beauty Shack and BahamasEtickets.com. The countdown is on. Ray Can't Scrape Explosion. Best of the best.
Want to build wealth and secure your financial future? Join RF Bank and Trust and BizX as we team up for World Investor Week from October 7th to 11th. We're bringing you free resources to master investing. Whether you're building a resilient portfolio, navigating ESG investments, or going global with international markets, this is your chance to learn, grow, and take charge of your financial future. Join us and let's build wealth together. Visit RF Bank Trust on Facebook or Instagram to learn more. Don't miss out on this World Investor Week, October 7th to 11th.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Excuse me for me to interrupt.
Let's get right in there, ladies and gentlemen. The Foundation 96.9 FM radio. Let's go to a telephone call. Let's go to the line. Call on the line, go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon. How you doing?
What's up, Anton?
Everything cool. How you doing?
All is well. What's happening with you?
Good. I have a suggestion, Howard. And let me ask you a question first. The results from the polls, whether the polls are minimalist in participation or not, and from the numbers that you have been calling, all of the polls have been minimalist in participation by persons, and the net has been casted extremely wide and not specific to the communities or gathering the details from these persons on the ground in the communities, which of course would call for another level of consideration from you, which would need an undertaking of funding in order for you to do such a thing, to be accurate. And the reason why I'm mentioning this, Howard, is because I believe that something like what you're attempting to do, which I understand extremely well because my recommendations speak to it on the opposite side of the spectrum, is so critical because it analyzes and makes predictions or helps persons to form opinions. And so in a messaging that is of such very important to be accurate and to have all of the standards of
But which poll is accurate, Anton? No, there's no poll accurate. If you go and take a census, people just lie to you when you come to their house.
Let me just make this point. Howard, right? What I mean when I say that, just to make it more clear, is anyone can go and participate in this poll as it is currently structured, right? They could lie and say that they live in a particular constituency when they have no idea what the condition, what the persons that are who live in the community, nor what the signage of the community says, because the standard is so open that anyone just participate in it, right? And then of course I believe that the way it is being structured, it could use a lot of fine tuning, Howard, in order to get the right results, which is why I'm saying what I'm saying. I would like to know, Howard, did you have a threshold in terms of how many persons you wanted to participate
over
in
1,500
your poll?
over 1,500 persons have already taken the poll. Over 1,500 persons
No,
have taken the poll.
Howard, did you have a threshold for each constituency based on the amount of persons
No, I couldn't do that.
participated?
I couldn't do
in the
that, Anton.
election?
Remember that we're in this kind of position, and I got the lines lit up, so I can need you to ask the question.
Yeah,
but-
I have one more point to make. I just want to hear your response.
No. So remember, like you said, this requires capital for the development of this that fall on me. So for the graphics, the idea, the concept, everything that falls on me as an individual, I have not asked for one sponsor for this. I didn't ask no one for sponsorship for this. So I just wanted to kind of do it and structure it the way that I did.
Well,
and in structuring
Let me end with this.
Go ahead.
The reason why I'm stressing these points, Howard, is because if you're going to have such an expansive and attempt to have a detailed conversation where accuracy is important, those factors are critical in order to form these kinds of opinions. And where those factors are absent, it's sort of hard to form an opinion that can be accepted widely and accepted by anyone in the country as a poll that embraced all of the particulars or all of the standards that should have been embraced.
But
With that
Anton,
being
this
said-
is understand. I don't professional capacity. That's not my responsibility. If this was someone who you paid like Mwale's company, if this was Intel Key or something like that, and you paying them for the results that you require, they have resources to access that. This is an open poll that was placed in the paper, that was talked about here on the show, that's
Look at it
confined to
this
those
way,
persons
Howard.
who are there.
Look at it this way. You may not be Mwale or whoever does professional polling, but I'm speaking to you as someone who I respect as a professional, right? And I'm speaking to you in that light, holding you to that standard, right? And I'm suggesting perhaps, considering that there were so much of the tenants that are not present that should be, perhaps the approach could be different, because you could still have a very valid conversation that encapsulates all of the necessary information, including education, including understanding what's going on in the communities, including letting persons know where the communities are at. Since 2021, September 16th, you can still have all of that information brought to bear without anyone being able to cast light.
But
on
they
what you
will.
were doing
Every
and
single
attempting to do.
person will. The lines are lit up. I'm sorry about that. All right. Every single person will cast their negative dispersions and concepts and ideas on it. That's just it's going to happen. I did this before I opened the poll to the public. Listen to me. I gave every single member of parliament, they can look at their letter, the ones that didn't throw it away, gave them the option of letting their persons know in their constituency that this exists, go and do it. None of them did it. None of them did it. The only person I could say that gave me any significant numbers is Mount Moriah so far. Now we're seeing Marathon give me significant numbers, and also I saw some good numbers for Seabreeze. However, you are not in the room with these people. Now, some modifications I will make next time. I will block your IP address. All right, so you only could be able to vote one time from your telephone or whatever device that you're using. You only could be able to vote one time from your IP address. Okay? To be able to do. So I know that there's going to always be this sort of but this is a beta conversation that we're having for the reform or the transformation of understanding what's important in our politics in this country. That's all this is. The introduction to a concept and idea that can shift our focus from a traditional standpoint that is stagnant into a progressive idea for futuristic goals that we have in the country. Hopefully, that's what it does. Let me see if we can take a next telephone call before we get out of here. Caller, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Howard. How you doing?
All is well. What's happening?
Sparky here. I realize you only have six minutes. Let me give me 2 at 6. You know, Howard, I live in the Garden Hill constituency, and my MP is supposed to come on. Mario Boleg is supposed to come on. I don't know what day you see you have him scheduled.
Next week.
Yeah, I wish when he comes on, I'd be able to get in to talk because, you know, right now I have voted for PLP practically all my life. In 1992, I believe a lot of people switched because they were actually tired of, I call it dictator Finland. I think that after 25 years, he'd become like a mini dictator. People are actually afraid of him. But I believe he started off doing well for the country. But power, money, and everything changed that. And even PLPs voted against him just to get rid of most of his cronies. I hate to see that same thing happen to Brother Brave Davis, because I believe Brave has tried his best as a prime minister. But most people say, like Papa say, most of these MPs around them, I refer to them sometimes as cronies. I wonder sometimes if they only have an intention of going in there for one time, get what they could get, and go. In my area, I've been through 3 different MPs, FNM, PLP, back to PLP, and sometimes I say, are we going to go back to FNM? Because the way the ministers, once they get in there, all the promises they promised you before the election, everything switches to serving the king instead of serving the constituents. And I get confused, even at my age. What are we doing now on Bay Street? Are we people? Are we serving the English and the foreigners? Because it seems we keep doing this over and over every 5 years.
Wow. Well, Sparky, I appreciate your contribution. That's a very valid question. And hopefully we can start to do the introspections and understand what we're supposed to. Let me take this last telephone call. Caller, go ahead.
Howard.
Hey.
How you doing?
What you say? All is well.
I listened to Anton.
That's the 3rd time Anton said the same thing to me, by the way.
Yeah, as if your polling is not accurate.
Well, it's accurate for the people who take it.
You know, there's people, it's not reason to be concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's happening with the polling is also the same thing people talk about every day on the radio. Am I right?
Yes.
People call and complain every day about the same thing. I can't wait for Joe Moke there because the area that he served in is my family area.
Mm-hmm.
And to tell you the truth, my mom is a hardcore, cold PLP style council. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And Howard, if Jomo come to her door right now, she would tell you what would happen. You hear like this? She's so displeased with him, I'm telling you. They regretted, and then Reese Shipman was there. He knowing her and my family, because I have a family, you know, in that area, quite a number of them in different homes. And the way how he treated them, knowing they were PLP, is so much different than this man. Know these people is hardcore PLP, and he don't check for them.
Wow.
And he wouldn't vote for nobody else. You know how they is in their ways, right?
Jomo Campbell is going to be next week Thursday. Next week Thursday, we're going to be able to. I'm hoping that he can come on.
If I get through to you, and I will call her name to him.
Wow.
Just so, I had 2 family members buried. Let me just give you an example. And I'll say this right on the air, and I dare you deny it.
I got 30 seconds before we get it here. I got 30 seconds before we get here. He didn't show up to the funeral?
No, to the funeral, not to one of their funerals. Not one. No, my sister, no, my brother. That same little short, disgusting man, and my mother and Philip Brave Davis is very close. And he know my family, and he won't show up. He ain't come. He's a disgusting little man.
Well, let's talk about it next week, Thursday. Next week, Thursday, we can be able to put it on nation242.com. Listen, the poll is open to you. The poll is open. I'm leaning on your honesty to tell me the constituency that you're from. It don't matter if you're FNM, PLP, or independent. Take the poll in your constituency. Don't fear that you have to answer in a particular direction. Answer based upon the convictions of your heart. I didn't ask you how the PLP wants you to answer this, how the FNM wants you to answer this. Answer based upon what you've observed in the constituency that you live in. If you're the member of parliament, you have the information. Let your people go answer for you. And you are surprised that you think they answer it for you and they still say negative things, which is peculiar to me. Go take the poll. Thefoundation242.com. Thefoundation242.com. Take the poll. Find out all the information. We are going to have this discussion until we are done. The poll, and I think I kind of like that. The kind of a loyalty to Cat Island and the Prime Minister. They ain't got nothing to say. They content. We can talk about it, we can deal with it, and we can continue to move forward right here on The Foundation with Howard Grant. Guys, have a beautiful weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Go down. I can see if I can have some breakfast tomorrow with my good, decent friend down at the Garden of Eden. Make sure you go down there to Mr. Jones at the Garden of Eden and being able to enjoy that on that particular day. And also make sure you go check out Coco Plum Bistro over the weekend. They always have happy hours. Go check them out, 677-6776 or opentable.com. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Have a great weekend. God spare life. We're going to see you on Tuesday. Enjoy your holiday and be safe.
It's a robot of evening. Bim! The people them turn off freaking. Spin it. Give me the robot of playing.